Joining us now is Alamogordo Tigers head football coach AJ Cisco. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, Charles. How are you, man?
Fantastic. Well, coming off another win, you guys win back-to-back, and once again, it seems to be a team full of playmakers this year. I mean, you guys have so many guys that step up and make big plays for you throughout the game, and it seems to be the difference for you in a lot of these football games.
Yeah, and that's a group, something you're going to have when you have a group with a bunch of seniors who have been committed to this program for a very long time. Have experienced some success, especially as sophomores with that group. But it's just a fun group to be around, which is very talented, and we're excited to see what they can do this weekend going forward into district.
It seemed like, the last couple of weeks I'd noticed in special teams you guys were getting closer and closer to getting pump blocks and putting some pressure on the punter. And this week it kind of came to fruition. But, I mean, I would say partly that was an interesting call for Capital to do that rugby punt. That hurt them a little bit, but it was just a regular punt on the other one you guys got to block on.
Yeah, and that's something we tell our kids because we're going to go after every punt. We don't make any bones about it. We don't try to hide it. We don't spend any time in the punt game trying to teach returns. We're going to spend our time trying to block it. Those are game changers. And we have been telling our kids that we've missed opportunities the first 3 weeks to go and get them. And unfortunately for us, we ended up getting 2 of them and probably should have got a third.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, I know the one got blocked or partially blocked that ended up being a penalty for you guys.
Well, we ended up getting 3. Stovall got another one. The first one was tipped. So he did get a piece of that one. So we got 3. We should have got a 4th in that same game.
Wow. Well, it goes to show the work that those guys are putting in. And once again, the defense forces turnovers for you guys and just getting into the right spots and making plays, especially, I mean, you think of the defensive line. I mean, something as simple as getting your hand up and getting a deflection, I mean, that created a turnover.
Yeah, and then their quarterback causes problems because he can run, and so we had to kind of change how we approached getting after him. We didn't stunt. I don't think we called but maybe one stunt the entire time to really try to we wanted to keep him in the pocket. We wanted to make him throw it. We didn't want him running around, and you saw them when they get loose. They got a little bit of speed and can go. And so our defensive line did a good job of playing the technique they were taught all week and doing what they're supposed to do. Got a big deflection and kind of still letting our linebackers run around and make plays on the edge, which they did a good job of. But it was a good defensive performance in the most part. I thought we tackled okay, and then we go in spurts where we just tackle poorly for whatever reason. But overall, I was pleased with the defensive effort.
Yeah, it looked like it certainly was a game plan that you guys were kind of sitting back in zone and, I mean, playing a little man-to-man in there, but, you were making them make a play in a lot of those situations. There wasn't a lot of blitzing for you guys throughout the game.
No, and we haven't done that all year. Yeah. I mean, we're not going to stunt. We're going to keep things in front of us, play, and see if our kids are better than your kids. And for the most part, we've been okay at that so far this year. If we get in a situation where we got to stunt, we will stunt. But, our kids did a good job of adapting the game plan. They got kids that can beat us and are electric and can go, and you saw that when they broke I think the quarterback broke a big run, and then the tailback broke the touchdown run. So we got to continue to do that. I mean, it doesn't get any easier going forward and changing game plans week to week. So we're excited.
I thought Elijah maybe had his strongest game of the year. I mean, I know there's another turnover in there that you guys really wish you hadn't gotten in that spot because it was right after you guys had just turned them over. But in terms of him making passes and also in the run game, it seemed like overall maybe his most complete game so far this year.
Probably. And he's just such a leader for our kids and controlling our offense and controlling everything that goes on. So he played really well. The biggest mistake we made on offense was me. And that was that drive right there before the half, up 27-0 at the 1 yard line. In the past, I'd be content just saying, hey, let's get in halftime, but running this new stuff. And we had not run a play in the second quarter until that point, so I was a little antsy to go, and we took a shot on second down, which was we still feel like we should have hit that shot if we were on time, but we didn't block it right up front. So that's one of those things we live and we learn. I told our kids at halftime that touchdown, that Capital score was on us because we should have just ran out the clock and milked it, but we were getting antsy, and that's what happens when we couldn't get off the field or you block 2 punts in a quarter.
Yeah, and certainly. I didn't realize the offense wasn't out there for the entire second quarter up until that.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about being bored. Our offensive coaches are on the sideline going, Coach, we're bored.
Yeah, they definitely had a long drive that second quarter for sure, and then of course the pump blocks as well. And then again, I think your receivers. We start to see between Avion and Joey and Mackay. I mean, you guys really do have a lot of speed and guys that can break things open in the receiver corps this year.
We do, and we got more that are coming and that are going to continue to get more reps and try to spread the ball around to them. And they've just got to continue to get better running our offense and understand our route concepts and what we're doing. But there's improvement each week, and that's what we tell our kids. We want to improve each week and to be playing our best ball come district time, and I think we're going to be there.
Well, you welcome in a Riverside team that's unbeaten on the year, that has scored a lot of points, is a very strong offensive team, has got an excellent quarterback. Going to be a big-time challenge. I don't know if it's the toughest team you played all year, but they're certainly up there with Los Lunas.
They got a kid that's a Division I kid. His name's Angel Munoz, and he's for real. He's special. So they're very comparable to probably Capital, and you throw that kid on there, and he's extremely something different.
Yeah. So best. I mean, I know you're a big fan of Paul Searmans. I mean, is this the best QB that you guys have seen this year? Do you think it's?
He's more of an athlete. Paul Searmans is a quarterback. This kid is. When he's not playing quarterback, he's playing receiver. They're going to throw it to him, and then he's going to go return kicks. He's going to play safety. So I mean, he might be the best athlete we see all year, and he's extremely talented. And they do a good job of finding ways to get him the ball and let him do things. So we got our hands full.
So I mean, I imagine. I mean, maybe similar to what you don't want to give up your entire game plan, but similar to last week, it's really big to keep him in front of you and not.
We can't let him get loose.
Yeah.
If he gets loose, it's over. He's a I want to say a state qualifier in the 300 hurdles 3 years in a row. He's a state qualifier in long jump 2 years in a row. He can run. And he can go. I think they've got him at a 4.4, 4.5 40 at one of his camps this summer. Very talented kid. He's going to cause problems. He's caused problems for everybody else. We got to do a good job of keeping him in front of us, not letting him break big ones. And then we got to do a good job of sustaining drives on offense. And that's keeping their offense off the field and letting him play safety. And he'll come out. He'll rest on defense. He won't rest on offense. So if we can keep our offense on the field, sustain some drives, we'll have a shot.
So they're certainly going to be more threatening on offense in terms of maybe running the football than passing, or can they do a little bit of both?
They do both. So when he's not playing quarterback, the other kid comes in there and then they throw it a lot. So it's I mean they don't make any bones about what they're trying to do. When number one's playing quarterback, they're going to try to run it. Now they'll let him throw it every now and then, but they don't let him get loose and see what they can cause. And when he's not playing quarterback, the other kid's in there, they're going to try to toss it around and throw it around a little bit. And he probably throws a little bit better. But Angels, I mean, and Coach Ricotta does a good job down there. It's a program that 3-4 games deep in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good program. They returned a ton of talent. They're a very talented group, and they're going to do big things in Class 4A over there.
And for you guys offensively, I mean, you said you want to sustain drives. Again, you feel like with what they do defensively, you guys can still take advantage in the same ways you have.
We should, and that's us execution-wise. We have to be better about that. With Capital, I thought we did a really good job besides the minus the one drive where we just killed ourselves, and that was on me. But I thought we did a good job sustaining drives, especially the drive right after the second half, even though we didn't get points on the board. I thought it was a pretty good drive. I think it was a 10-play drive or something to get down there. And then we just kind of stalled out, and I think we missed a field goal at that point. But I was pleased with that drive, and that's the kind of drives we got to have against Riverside, is to have some drives. We don't want to necessarily turn this into a, hey, let's score for score type battle.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck on Friday, and we'll see how it goes.
Appreciate it, man. Go Tigers.
All right.